Sure, I smoked weed when I was young. It was how we rebelled against the man, and it was fun. Then life changed. Family, responsibilities, and breaking the law didn't seem like such a good idea. Now it's legal, the medical benefits are widely known, but it's all mass produced. Just not my style. Then I discovered Elevated by Claudine. Elevated by Claudine, a locally owned, female owned, alternative medicine practitioner in the Union Crossing Shopping Center in Glendale. Elevated by Claudine is 100% unique, a CBD, mushroom, and plant medicine store on a mission. Everything is locally sourced and ethically made, where everything you purchase promotes holistic wellness. I've come to trust Elevated by Claudine as I travel my spiritual and wellness journey with the help of plant medicine, custom made just for me. Get the whole story at Elevated by Claudine, spelled CLAUDENE.com.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products. Please use these products responsibly. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our show, the Anne and Claudine live show, and we'll be with you in just 1 second. Let me just get everything set up here. All right, I gotta just make sure this is on, and I have to love. And there we go. Okay, thank you guys. Well, hi everyone. Okay, it looks like we got some in. All right. We are. Oh, we're only. So we got someone. Oh, it looks like it bumped off our YouTube. Hold on a minute. Okay, it says we're streaming, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so welcome you guys. We're on Rumble tonight for the first time. We don't know much about Rumble, so we're going to see how it goes. It is a new social media page that we just linked up to our stream. So we should be on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. And so again, welcome you guys. And this is Anne and my live show. I am Claudine with Elevated by Claudine. And what we do on this live is that we just bring our bold perspectives and real life wisdom to the table. Together we do this. We explore spirituality, healing, hidden truths, and the everyday challenges of just being human. And another thing, I got to get the legalities out of the way, is that what we talk about is for entertainment purposes only. But we take it very serious, what we talk about. We talk from our own anecdotal evidence. We are not doctors. We do talk a lot about health, but we talk from our own perspectives and our own experiences. I am a physician. I do alternative medicine practitioner is what I do in the city of Glendale in Arizona. I do own a healing facility. I can get a QR code put up real quick. Please, I do everything here. I do the whole show here, so just bear with me. There's my information if anyone wants to use my the QR code for my website, which is elevatedbyclaudine.com. And I specialize in transferring people off of pharmaceuticals, street drugs, alcohol, and addictions onto plant-based medicine. I am a dosing specialist too. So I'm going to go ahead, and I just introduced Anne a little bit ago, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about her, and then we're going to get this live going. And what we're talking today is about PsyOps, the war for the human mind. Go ahead, Anne. Welcome, Anne.
Hi, I'm Anne. I live on the opposite side of the world to Claudine in Australia. Australia is like its own continent because it's big enough, I guess, as a country to be its own continent. But it's funny. It's a big country. But like I was just talking about the other day with my boyfriend, we can't, like in America, you guys have a lot of land. But the difference between Australia and America is American, you can live on the edge, you can live in the middle, you can live the outskirts, like you can use all of your land. Whereas over in Australia, we can't. We have, like, everyone lives on the coastline basically, and then a little bit of bush, but the actual majority of the country and the middle of it, no one can live in because it's just desert. Like, it's unlivable desert. So such a mass majority of this country is unlivable. So everyone's stuck living on only certain parts of the country and literally cannot be forced to live like more in. So like for immigrations, like we are getting inundated at the moment, and everyone just like is stuck living in these certain places. So it's just like so overpopulated at the moment. But yeah, we can't use all our country like the Americans. You can use all of your country.
It's unlivable. Why would it be unlivable? I mean, I live in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, but it's
where
unlivable desert. Like, I think Australian desert is like a whole nother level to your guys' desert. I feel. I lived in, there's this one place in the desert called Alice Springs where they've made a little town, and it's about a 3-hour plane trip. And I lived there for about 9 months. I had my son out there, and it does feel like you're living on a different planet. Like, it's really like red desert dust. It's very super. It only has like one supermarket, and that's it. Like, you have to take a plane 3 hours into your closest town to like go and, to go back to civilization, or you'd have to drive through the desert, and like there's no petrol stations or anything along this drive in parts of the desert, and you're just like it's really dangerous. People have been known to like travelers go out there and get killed by like serial killers, like by scary men that like know the land in the desert, but it's just so like secluded. So like travelers have gone missing. If your car breaks down in an area that like has no gas, anything, no civilization, you're just in the desert, and it gets really hot. Apparently it makes people like see things, like you just lose your mind real quickly apparently out in the desert in outback Australia. So no one lives out there. Like,
you do, yeah, same in Arizona if you don't have air conditioning.
yeah, I think like the desert, like the cars don't need the air conditioning, nothing holds up in like Australian desert. Like, I think it's a really harsh kind of terrain and weather, and I don't know. I went to Alice Springs, which is desert, but yeah, it was different. It was definitely different. Even like the water supply out there, they run off of like a particular water supply, and sometimes they get like no rain, and you get like all the lawns and trees and plants and everything is just dead everywhere. It's just dead because no one can run their water, and yeah, it's just a bit different. I just don't think they have the facilities and necessities out there for people to like live and survive. So maybe
I
we're
think
like
it's kind of smart. I think it's smart because here in Arizona and Phoenix, it's terrible. It's really bad here, especially Maricopa County. It's almost unlivable at times, but because of the AC and all the that we're putting out there. I'm like, why can't we set our cities away? It's so much cooler. It could be 15, 20 degrees cooler, but they put us all in this hot box, So it's just how it is by design. Hi, Michael. We're doing good. How are you? It's Michael.
But that's why America also gets so much more crime and like really terrible, like weird, crazy, psycho type of serial killer crime, because you guys have like all these different states, and then you've got your different districts and everything, and there's so much more land for them to like go into different places and hide and go from this. Like, it's so much more of a country to be able to like do things that are really bad and hide. Whereas Australia, not as easy. You've only got your 4 states, and it's like only one amount of land that police are ever like. It's so much hard. Like a serial killer, if they were like working through all the like a Ted Bundy or something, I just think the police would like crack down on them a lot faster. Like most crimes, it's like a really bad crime, and then they'll never do it again, and they always get caught. Like it's so much harder, I think, to hide in this country. Like kids going missing and stuff. It's just a lot harder for that kind of stuff to happen and get away with and, go unseen. Whereas America, I can see why you get a lot more of those like real crazy crime, scary crime things, because you guys have such vast land for people.
Well, we're
to,
also Babylon, so
yeah, that too. You got a lot of demons
too.
running around.
We have a lot of demons.
A lot of demons.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the show, our topic, the PSYOPs. And to know that we're here with open hearts and open minds. We're not here to tell anyone what to think, you guys, but to inspire you to think for yourself. What we're sharing tonight comes from our perspective, from what we've researched, witnessed, and felt guided by Spirit to reveal. We're not here to spread fear. We're to bring awareness, even though it kind of sounds like we're not talking about very good stuff. But hey, it's real stuff, right? Because true awareness is freedom, you guys, and freedom is everything. That's what I'm always trying to strive for. Why I'm on this planet, I get it. I'm here to help free us from the darkness. It's what it's all about. But so many people unknowingly give their power away to systems, to false authorities, and to stories, and to stories that were never written for their highest good. But that's not what God, source, or the divine ever wanted for humanity. We were meant to exist. Sovereign beings, to exist. That's the gift. That's it. To exist as a sovereign being. Conscious co-creators of this earth, experiencing it as custodians of Mother Gaia. That's what we are. We're here on this planet as custodians for Mother Gaia. It's our sacred responsibility to help awaken the collective, to shine light where confusion has clouded truth. Spirit has made it clear this is part of our mission, mine and Anne's mission, to help try to do this for you guys by doing these lives. We're here to finish the storyline that no longer serves humanity, evolution, to help bring forth the next chapter, grounded in truth, unity, and divine remembrance. So tonight, as we talk through these psychological operations, past and present, stay centered in your heart. Keep your discernment strong. Take what belongs to you, what feels, what resonates with you. And remember, your awareness is your protection. Your truth is your weapon. And your love is your liberation. So I just wanted to open with that because we're going to talk about the war on the human mind. So, and I do have a lot of notes, you guys. I make a lot of notes because I try not to forget anything. I have to have a script that I write or I forget things. I just want to remind you guys that I've already worked 10 hours today helping people problem solve and I do a lot of stuff with people. So anyways, so we're peeling back the veil on something rarely discussed by us. We don't discuss this stuff too often, do we? No, we don't talk about the PSYOPs that often, yeah. And we're trying to do it with our clarity. The psychological operation shaping human consciousness itself. That's what the PSYOPs are all about. So we've chosen these particular PSYOPs to talk about because of their creativity of them. And their ability to manipulate perception. It's a silent war. Anne and I are always talking about the war that's going on. There is a real spiritual war going on between dark and light, and it's real. Then there's another war going on, and that's the one that's inside of you. And that is the one where you've got your mind going, da, 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 da. And it's because of distractions and all the screen time that we're on and everything that we're being overstimulated with. And this war wages on our hearts, our minds, and our narratives. Throughout history, the real battlefield has never been land or weapons. It's been human perception. Illusion, propaganda, emotional triggers, and half-truths. A lot of half-truths. And a lot of trickery, designed to control how we think, feel, and act. So you guys get comfy, grab a cup of coffee, and remember, awareness is your greatest protection. And just sit with us and we'll get into it. So the first one that we wanted to talk about was, it's called Operation Trust. This one's going on right now. This one we are experiencing right now. You're going to like this one, Ann, okay? So this one they started doing this one in 1921 to 1926 is when they practiced this one and they rolled this one out, and it was quite successful. So they're always doing it to us now. This was the first large-scale psychological traps that they created. The Soviet secret police created a fake resistant group called the Monarchy Union of Central Russia.
A what? The what? The monarchy?
The Monarchist Union of Central Russia. That was the name of it. Mm-hmm. And it looked like a movement to overthrow the communist regime. By the regime mm-hmm. itself. The purpose was to identify and neutralize real revolutionaries, control oppositions, and feed false hope to exiles, to people, the false hope. Takeaway, this was controlled opposition, creating an illusion of choice while secretly controlling both sides. Sound familiar? It's a pattern we see repeating even today.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So controlled oppositions, what does that say? So that we've got controlled, huh?
That's like the American government. They're controlled oppositions. They're the same bird. They're two wings on the same bird.
Yep.
Like, It doesn't matter. I say this to everybody with government. Like, it doesn't matter really who you vote for. You might get a few things that are different, but ultimately they all answer to the same agenda. And then you have the world agenda. Like at the moment, they're trying to bring forth the NWO, which is the New World Order. All of the different countries in the world have to answer. Their government has to answer to that NWO and to the end game of what this planet wants. No one's going to change your life. At the end of the day, with government, there's not going to be a government that's just going to change your life with what we have at the moment with controlled oppositions. They
control both narrative, the good, the false light and the dark. They control both.
They both have to get all of us to one particular place. And they might have different things that they stand for, but we're still going to end up in the same place because they both have orders where to take us as a country. They answer to something higher.
No, not to take us as a country, to take us as a planet.
So that's what I mean. Our personal countries, all as a planet, have are being taken somewhere. And there's a bigger plan than what our governments are giving us. That's the
Operation Trust was for us to trust them, to believe in them, because they always have because they got the opposition that's controlled. And what about paid oppositions? What about all those famous people out there that They sound like they're talking truth, right? We've got a
Yeah.
lot of what I like to call American demigods who go out there and they preach all of this stuff, and they may come in and swoop in, and then all of a sudden they're talking about a spiritual atheogen. You know what I mean? And they're talking about spirituality, but what they're talking about is false light,
Yeah.
paid oppositions. There's so many of them out there. I believe.
Joe
Huh?
Rogan's a paid opposition. Candace Owens is a paid opposition. Oh, there's a lot of them. Who
There's a
else?
lot of them.
Those
There's
two are the big ones. But there's
uh-huh.
there's another one that was really close to Charlie Kirk. He's definitely another, but very
Charlie
religious.
Kirk was a paid opposition, and they're very good at what they do. This is their role. This is their role. So they are to continue Operation Trust, to keep going so that people trust what they say. But at the end of the day, they come from the bloodlines. They come from the dark bloodlines, and that's who they are.
Do you know that Candace Owens has actually said it now? She said that she's one of the original Masons, the original, what is it, turning point Masons of the country. Like, she's full said it, like Masons, Freemasons, like they all have grown up in these families. That's my personal belief. They've all grown up with these families that are have long ties and probably part of the Freemasons, and it's just like bloodline after bloodline, and it's ancestral, and they all come from Freemason families, and they've all been brought up with this kind of upbringing, and they know these people and that person, and I just really believe that they're all there because someone lets them be there, not because of who they are and what they're saying is so truthful. It's because someone thinks whatever they're saying is worth what the agenda we are trying to have in this world right now. It can't all just be one-sided to something. They have to have opposition to it. Otherwise, humans aren't going to if you're all just saying the one agenda, the one thing, and all good, humans are going to go, wait, huh? But if you have paid opposition, it's also good distraction too, because it makes the humans get involved with what they're talking about. Is this true? Is this not true? Such and such says it's true, but such and such has all this proof that it isn't true. And it's just, I guess, more things for humans. Otherwise, what are we going to talk about?
Well, that falls in with Operation Conquer and Divide.
Yes.
So they intermingle them together. I mean, they're masters at this. This is what they were trained to do. They were trained to do this. And like I told you before, I don't think these people are Homo sapiens like we are. But that's another subject for another day, right? Now, what about Operation Mockingbird, Anne?
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really know the different operations.
But you do. But when I talk about it and I give the example, because I wrote everything down. I did my research, a little bit of research on the things that I couldn't remember. But you've heard of Operation Mockingbird, right?
Yeah, but I always think of games, the show, the movie, Hunger Games, because that's Operation Mockingbird. But that's what I
sure.
In the movie.
And then from the 1940s to the 1970s is when they rolled this one out, and it's a CIA infiltrated major is who ran this one, okay? And you know me, I love tearing apart the CIA. So they major news networks, newspapers in Hollywood. Hundreds of journalists worked directly with intelligence agencies to steer public narratives during the Cold War. And the goal was to ensure Americans' public belief that believed what they were told about wars, politics, and enemies without questioning it. The news. This is mainstream news right here. Technique: information controlled through trusted voices. If you control the storyteller, you control the stories. Echo today, corporate media consolidation. 6 corporations now own nearly 90% of the US media. Same tactic, new name. Always the same. You know how I always tell you, they use the same playbook over and over and over. And we keep falling for it every time. My goodness, the kings, the queens, they're up there on the mountain. The royalties, they're all up on top of the mountain. We go marching up. Boom, 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 boom. Bam, 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 bam. We knock it down. Boom, boom. We march back down to our town, and boom, 2 weeks later, here comes a wave and wipes us all out. But that's how it's ended for some civilizations, and a lot of them. We know this story, and we just keep doing this over and over and over, but not anymore. I don't think so. As you know, I believe that we're going to have to fix it this time. But yeah, the news, people have got to be so careful where they get their information.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Do your research.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and chime in on this one. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I agree with you. It's a lot out there. Like it really is. You can see it really is a war of the human mind that we are now in, and it just gets more intense every day. I guess because we now have social media and we have these things at our fingertips. Like first they just came in with radios, then they came in with TVs, and then they came in with internet, and now they come in with full on just AI just everywhere. And that's where all the messages can come through easier and at this fast pace and fast rate. And then sometimes we're not even tuning in. Like for me, I don't even tune into social media. I could care less what is out there, but I might just I might be having a really bad day and turn on my phone and realize that I'm picking up on something that's going on out. Like it is just everywhere how they can attack your mind and get at you, and energies are really strong that come through our devices and through the atmosphere. So it's definitely you can see the war is definitely on the mind, isn't it? All the psyops, no wonder why they just keep doing psyops after psyops after to me, when I think about it, I look at reality and I just think everything is psyops. Everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Even our normal everyday life, it's just full of psyops. They're just always wanting to F with your mind in any way you can. Even being scared of the spirit world is some kind of psyops, because so much of what we create, so much of what we do in fear, we create ourselves. So we're actually creating our spirit world to be that, because we've been psyops to believe that these things exist. Demons are just they're gonna come and enter your body, and they just scare the shit out of us with their crazy
But then they make it sound like it's in style.
Yeah. I don't know.
They contradict themselves a lot. Yeah, they're
constantly contradicting.
Because of all the distractions that we get, we kind of get confused and we forget, and because they got so much stuff coming in and we can only retain so much, and we got to go out, and we're busy people because we got to support our families and everything else. But yes, it's constant on the mind, and it's not good for the mind. That's why so many people, and I'm telling you, it seems like more than half of Americans, at least I can speak on them, they don't have control of their mind. Their mind is racing 24/7. They don't shut it down at all. And then that's where the pharmaceuticals come into place,
So to try and fix it a quick way, an easy, quick way. We were talking about that last night, about antidepressants, and my daughter has a friend, and she's feeling really down, but she likes to party and go out and drink and take recreational drugs and stuff like that. But then she thinks she's just gonna take a antidepressant and feel better. and and we're trying to explain to her, like, you can't mix alcohol with an antidepressant. Like, it's not good for you. It actually, like, will have really bad side effects. And, like, having one, if you're doing all those substances and stuff, you're going to have natural come downs because it's the body chemical makeup. And that pill is probably going to, like, make it worse for you. It's not, you can't just take the pill and it's going to make you feel happy. I've been on antidepressants, like, for postnatal, and it just made me full crazy. Like, I don't remember, like, 3 solid months of my life. Like, I don't know how my daughter is still living because I can't remember anything I did. It just completely took my brain away. So, yeah, like, modern medicine is definitely not the answer to fix any kind of mind issue. Maybe, like, I don't know, I'm not a psychiatrist, but it's not a quick fix. That's for sure.
No, it's the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do if you're depressed is take mushrooms. That's the best antidote.
And stop taking substances that give you really big highs, but they actually squeeze your body of, like, serotonin and all these, like, really important chemicals that your body needs to feel happy consistently, and it just squeezes them out of your body and just wrings them dry for that quick high, and then you come down. You have to have a come down because your body doesn't have these chemicals to release inside of you. So, you know, it's not good. It's going to make you feel depressed just from taking what you're taking for that quick high. You have to pay that back in some way. So
yes,
definitely
indeed.
not good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even alcohol, like, alcohol can be quite depressing. So.
It is. But we're getting off subject, so let's go back to our psyops. I'll redirect you back into our show here, Anne. Okay. And then here's one that just happened. It just seems like yesterday. I can't believe, like, we're almost 6 years ago when 2020 happened. And that was Operation Warp Speed.
Operation what?
Warp Speed.
Warp. Mm-hmm.
Warp. Yeah, WARP, Warp. And that was officially the U.S. initiative to fast track medical solutions during a global health crisis during the COVID-19. But it also introduced new levels of surveillance, compliance, and psychology and public obedience testing. Psychological aspects where fear became the control mechanism. That's what they want. They want us in fear all the time. The more that we're in fear, the more they can control us. They can control the narratives of safety, science, and moral duty blurred into a conformity of censorship. We are still living this. We're still in this. Warp Speed 2.0 is actually what it was called. Get it? 2020, because it happened in 20, so they call it Warp. Yeah. Okay. So digital medical passports and predictive health tracking continues that legacy. Controlled disguised care. So that was Warp Speed 2.0, and that's what we just went through. We're still going through this. We're still living this, I feel.
I think so. I don't think they're done with it. I don't think they're finished with that whole psyops. They just
that whole COVID was one of the greatest psyops of my life, next to 9/11. I feel
COVID one was something else. That one, the 9/11 one, I didn't really get caught up in that, but the COVID one, like, that really affected me for sure.
Yeah,
that was like,
it affected the world. They were able to grab the whole world. Yeah, that's crazy. PSYOP. That was a worldwide PSYOP. And look at how many of our rights. Well, I know you guys don't have the rights like American do, but all of our rights, everything. I mean, what was that? Crimes against humanity. Nonstop, and it's still continuing. But that's because of our leader. He breaks the laws all the time. He is a felon, so he breaks. He just does, and then he thinks about the consequences later. He's just I don't know. He's just a bulldozer. I don't know. He's
He's
just
a
a,
dictator. He's a dictator.
that's what a lot of people say. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He
He's a
is.
liar. He's a huge liar. He's a huge liar for sure. But I don't want to
Yeah.
give him any of my energy tonight. Ugh.
Trump. The amount that I keep hearing, it's so funny because like I'm 44, so like Trump has been around for for quite some time. Like he was on, what was that show? Some business show that they would get rid of someone and you're out of here. What's it called?
You're fired. You're fired.
Yeah, you're fired show. Like, but I could never get into it. Like to me, Trump was just super ugly. Like there was nothing I wanted to like watch that had him on it because he was just so ugly. Like
Well,
I was just
I remember what I told you when I sent you. I said all the ugly people that didn't make it into Hollywood are government officials.
government. But like I was just always so repulsed by this man. So I was just like, "Whoa." Like I don't care. I want to hear about him. And then he became president. I just thought, what a joke about like how America is just such a joke. Like how's anyone take this seriously? Like he was on a TV show for goodness sakes. Like let's get Ellen DeGeneres as your next president. Come on, Oprah. Like far out. What has America become? Yeah, that's what it was like for me. Like that was my personal reaction to all of it. Now he's like his second presidency, and I'm just like, what the hell? But yeah,
Well,
that's its own psyops. Like Trump becoming president.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But you know, he tricked a lot of people, so it's pretty sad to see what's going on, and he's still tricking people, and it's pretty crazy. But with this whole Operation Warp Speed 2.0, I feel that there was also some good that came out of it, as far as people started to look a little bit more at natural medicine. It did open up a little bit. I have to say, business the past 5 years hasn't been so bad. I don't have quite a problem with people listening to me, you know, especially when I start breaking it down to them about parasites and how the parasites control, you know, they're like, it makes complete sense to them. So there was a good thing about, you know, that psyops that kind of helped us naturopathic physicians. So that's kind of a good takeaway from it. Yeah, because people don't really trust pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals aren't as popular as they were since, you know, before 2020 and now there's a big difference. Yeah, you've got people being more cautious.
Do you think that's because we're getting a lot more information about what actually is in behind all like white medicine, and you know, it's just there's just for me personally, like I think back to when I was in my 20s and stuff, like there was just no information out there. We couldn't just go on Google. We couldn't just like go and investigate these things. We kind of just had to take what we were being told and what our doctors were telling us. Whereas now, like I think if you're really irresponsible in life with that stuff, I think that's kind of your own fault in a way, because it's like there's so much information out there to educate yourself on some level about what's real, what isn't. You know, we can make more educated decisions from what we learn and stuff like that. So yeah, I wonder, has that helped in since pre 2020 to post 2020? Do you think we're getting more information now ever since COVID happened? What is like, you know, what's poison to our bodies, what is healthy, you know, in healing ourselves, you know what I mean?
What it did do is, I don't know if you know this, I think I talked about this on a live that we did. It's probably been about almost a year since I talked about it, or a year's coming up. The mitochondria wasn't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't hear about the mitochondria. You didn't hear about it until 2020.
Yeah.
So that was another good thing. Yeah, the
battle
fascia was not
after.
discussed. The mitochondria wasn't discussed. No one knew about it, your powerhouse of cells, except for the little bit that you learned about it when you were in high school and you took a class, a health class, and you just got maybe a chapter on the mitochondria, if that, and that is all you ever heard about it. And then 2020 came, and then that's when I started hearing about the mitochondria, and then I started researching and studying the mitochondria. And that, me, I love talking about the mitochondria and how to detox, yourself all the ways to your cell, to your powerhouse of cells. But yeah, it definitely. I mean, like I said, it has that one has its negatives and it has its positive, because we did a lot of our rights as medical. Like they were making us wear a mask, and they were saying that we were breaking policies, and when it's not even a policy to wear a mask, like it was all BS. So such
When
lies.
COVID happened.
Yeah,
They just wanted to see how people would get that shot. They needed people to take the shot.
yeah.
That's really ultimately that's really what it was
That's
about.
what it was all about. That's what that psyop was about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can.
100%. As soon as COVID hit the world the way it did on March 22nd, I knew instantly that it was going to come with the vaccine, and we were going to be forced for this vaccine. And it was like, then I started thinking, is this the chip that they speak about in Revelations? But I was like, as time went on, it's like, no, it's not the chip, but it's like the precursor to the chip, because they need to see how easy it is going to be put this chip into people. Like how easily are people gonna like just go, oh sure, I'll take it because you're telling me to. So that was, for me, that was the psyop behind it. Was they came out with the vaccine, they put fear into people over this virus, and then they put fear and shame if you didn't get it, what you were doing to the old people, and it was just full on psyops to see what could they say, what could they do that made people comply to get this, and then how many rights can we take away from the other people to see till they push back, and forcing them to get the shot, take their jobs away, take their relatives away, not let them be able to cross borders to be able to hug their child because or get to their job. So is that going to be where they get the shot? So that was for me, that was the psyops behind that whole COVID thing.
Oh yeah, it was.
That
It was the whole thing was designed. They did a pretty good job. They tricked a lot of people. It's what it's all about: trickery, trickery, trickery. The best ones that are the best ones that can trick us the most are the ones that are the false light, the ones that are promoting false light. And a lot of them that are promoting false light, they don't even know they're doing it. They have no clue. Yeah,
yeah,
they really think that they're working for
I
the
think
light. They do,
I
and
think
they're
some of
not.
no, yeah, but the top people, I think the top people, like, they know who they are. Like, I had a dream of Dr. Fauci, and in my dream, he came to me as a fallen angel. That's what I took from it, as a dark angel. Like his essence, his like what I was feeling from him in the dream was that kind of energy, like something very, very angelic, but like a fallen angel angelic. But like it was such a strong, enticing energy. And for me, in my dream, he just kept saying to me, like, this is my job. This is what I'm here to do. Like when I'm finished this, I go back to where I came from. And he was just so matter of fact. And I took that from the dream as like, oh, okay, like this is a very full on energy in this human man that's on the front world stage with this COVID stuff and putting his face to it. But he is doing that because he came here with a purpose. He knows what his purpose is. And when he's gone, he goes back to where he came from. That's just what I got from the dream. And it kind of makes sense to me.
He gets to go back to his hellhole that he came from, just
Yeah.
so he can move up to another hellhole.
Yeah, that's his home. That's his home. That's where his soul goes back to, to that jurisdiction that he's in charge of, and he gets a little plaque and a little promotion because he did what his job was.
I
And
don't think they have souls. They don't have souls. They just go back to their AI system that they came from. That's it. They go back to the AI. That's it. To me, that's how I look at it. Because they're not. To me, they're not Homo sapiens. So
no. They're not Homo sapiens. They just use a human body to. At the end of the day, the spirit can't come here and talk to the humans and say, "There's COVID. Go get your bat." That no one can hear them. They're a spirit, so they have to come into human form and embody human form to get their message across and to get this agenda across. And I used to, before that dream, I would think, how and who are these people that do these things? They know that they're killing people. Like, who are these people? Like, how can they go to bed at night and go to sleep without being haunted by evil? Like, they're so fucking so evil. And then I had the dream, and to me it was like almost, I felt like it was like answering my question of like, because that's who they are. Their body is embodied with these other, spirits and stuff that have a job, and when they leave that human body, they just go back to their post. And it's like they don't go to sleep being haunted by the demons, because they are the demon. That's who they are in that body. So that's just their home, and they are happy in their whatever castle they've built for themselves and living their rich life, and they can go to sleep and do whatever, because that's just it. That's their experience on this planet, and that is their job, to do these things to our planet and to bring these diseases and to bring these viruses and to have people die, and that's their job. So I was like, it was very matter of fact for me when I saw that. It's like, okay.
well, that's yeah, exactly. Like you said, that's their job and that's what they do. So another
Like
thing
Trump,
that
he has a job.
right. It's a script. It's just a movie that we're watching. They all have a script and they have to play that script because that script comes from their boss. See, it's a much higher up. There's a much higher up anarchy compared to them. They're nothing. They're really not that high up, but they're trying to get high up. And then to me, so that's their game is, well, that's my perspective on all of it.
Yeah.
That's why they can do what they do. Remember, I always told you can always tell a soulless person, because they can't change their mind. You cannot get them to change their mind, and they won't change their mind. And they can't create, they can only destroy. So that's how you know when someone is a psyop, that that they're not real. That's how I look at it. But so the fourth one we're talking about, this one's a really good one, and this is the one that's big time, MK Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they put on their own people. Their own people get this, and you and I both have plenty of examples that we could talk about. But MK Ultra came out in 1953, and it was very and they used it. They practiced it on humans from 1953 to 1973. It was a mind control experiment they used LSD, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, trauma-based conditioning. The ideas were simple. If you can control the mind, you can control the world.
Yeah.
True. Many believe elements of this research were never stopped, and they weren't. They were never stopped. They continue to do. They have perfected it to a T. Only new forms of psychological influences. Exactly. It just evolved something really big and huge. I think a lot of people know about the MK Ultra. I'll go ahead and let you go, because I know you got all kinds of examples you can give on this one.
Well, MK Ultra I think the reason why it's such a big one for us is because that's what Hollywood's built off of, is MK Ultra. A lot of the celebrities that are in Hollywood are MK Ultra. Like, they have been under MK Ultra. Like, when we see Britney Spears spazzing out and stuff, to me, that's a trauma-based victim who they say, the talk is that those are the types of people who are MK Ultra. Of course, you're going to spaz out as time goes on. Like, of course, we're going to get celebrities acting real strange and doing weird things, because they're all MK Ultra victims. And then they get put in these places to MK Ultra us through propaganda, through, look at Britney Spears when she came out. We, back in those days, we were still very religious. It was all about covering yourself. And she came out as a young girl, supposedly a virgin, and came with this very sexual agenda that came from MK Ultra. That's what they wanted to bring into society, you know, that whole sexual agenda, young girls, short skirts. And I remember back in my day, parents were like, no, we can't listen to this. No, we can't have this stuff. But that was how they penetrated households. That's how they penetrated the system. And it all came from this psyops and agenda that they wanted to bring into like every, Eminem, that's all part of it, to bring all that kind of stuff into households and to, I guess, disrupt households ultimately, because it made children rebel more. It made just this, and that's what it comes into it. It's at your doorstep. I remember back in those days, parents really, our parents fought it so hard. And I remember, my parents and adults around me, like, oh, you can't listen to that stuff. Like, they're like, that's the devil. And you look at nowadays at what kids are listening to, and it's like, that's like so nothing nowadays compared to, but that's how it got through to where we have what we have nowadays. Like, and that's all part of like MK Ultra. That MK Ultra was all part of Disney, was all part of Hollywood. So when you're taking on anything Hollywood, you're taking on MK Ultra and whatever agenda they're trying to push through what you're watching or what you're listening to, or through whatever victim you're following or whatever celeb you're following, that is their victim to MK Ultra. But yeah, MK Ultra was a big one. Even Disney.
Yeah, and it's got, I
still
feel like
is.
there's like other psyops connected to it, like,
Yeah.
with the new digital stuff that we have. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
one here in a sec.
That girl that got stabbed on the subway, that was in America. It happened maybe the day before Charlie Kirk came out. I saw it was being posted all over the internet. Some white girl got on a train in America, and some black guy stood up and like supposedly stabbed her, and then she bled to death, and there was all these like black people sitting around her, and no one moved and helped her, and she just collapsed. Did you hear or see about that?
I haven't heard anything about that. That's horrible.
It happened right around when Charlie Kirk got shot. I saw the videos around the same time. Like, I saw that, and then the next morning I woke up and Charlie Kirk had been killed, and I'm like, what's going on? And what I was told, I haven't heard anything about that case, like what happened with it anymore. I just saw the video because it was caught on like footage, like CCTV, and then the CCTV got leaked apparently, and everyone was watching this girl get stabbed on the train. But I see a lot of people saying that she was a part of MK Ultra. I got a bunch of pictures of her, and she's got the monarch. So MK Ultra always does a butterfly. When Katy Perry flew in the what was it, into space with all the other ladies, she flashed a butterfly, and to me that was saying like telling us this is part of MK Ultra, because the butterfly was like the monarch butterfly that they always flash. It's part of MK Ultra. Is the monarch butterfly. But the girl that was in this video being stabbed, and everyone, like, I cried when I saw the video because I thought it was real. Like, and if it was real, like, it really got me, because like she gets stabbed by this black guy, and then she just looks up and she freaks, like she doesn't know what to do, and she just holds herself until she collapses, but I don't know, it just disappeared in America because Charlie Kirk got killed. But a lot of people were saying that was psyops because she was part of MK Ultra, and they were just trying to like put another of these issues out there. And I got pictures of her with all the monarch butterfly that so I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff happening in America that I just don't really know or understand. But if that was psyops, that would have been part of MK Ultra, because that's one of, that's a girl that was involved with their program. So it's just everywhere, Claudine. I feel like I feel like everything that we are given and that comes out and we get shown, they're just all different psyops to see what are people like. George, when that Black Lives Matters and stuff happened, like right after COVID, and everyone had been locked up through the whole winter, and then summer had come, and then they had that black guy get killed in America, and you had all those riots. I feel like that's just another psyops that they put out there, and they just put them out there to see, like, who can we loose the energy? Is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? And they just throw them, and they're just constantly like throwing them at us.
Because they get, yeah, and they just, it's one psyop after another, because that way, exactly what you just said, so they can loose our energy, so they can take from our emotions. If we're sad, then they're able to take those, that energy from us,
Yeah.
control us, because there's some fear. Fear is the number one. They put us in fear. As long as they can give us some fear, they can take our energy. They're taking our energy. They're loosening it. And like I always say, I know I sound like a broken record. Without us, they do not live. Without us, they do not exist. They have to loose from our energy because we're connected to source, not them. They're disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
So we literally are their lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to keep doing these psyops. Now, MK Ultra also is like when we see a high political person or a high worshipped demigod, like there's so many of them. I mean, Eminem. Let's take Eminem for example. When he started going, a little off script, they take them and they put them in MK Ultra. Well, they say they're on drugs and they're going to rehab. They're always on drugs and they're always going to rehab, right?
So it's MK Ultra trying to jig them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
mm-hmm.
Sure. Look at Kanye West. Like every time,
he's another one. Yeah.
They are. Sometimes I don't even know if we're seeing the actual celeb themselves. Like I just think it's like they have clones, they have body doubles. Like that person is just a full puppet for them to take away, to put on, and they just play all kinds of crazy.
If they continue to go off script, like Whitney Houston.
Yeah, look at her.
They continue to go off script. And
Michael Jackson, I reckon he started going way off script.
Kill switch, way up. Martin Luther King, kill switch.
Yeah.
They have their kill switch. They do. They have their kill switch. Now, the one that gets me, that keeps getting away from it, who's a great paid opposition, probably one of the best ever, is Roseanne Barr.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She talks about MK Ultra all the time.
She does. How does she get away with it? They
Yes.
must have some type of protection, or maybe they think that like it's worth someone, like they're not doing too much damage to MK. Because at the end of the day, they don't mind being outed. It's they just don't want people to rise up, because they still have to out themselves to some degree. They always have to like let people know, like they're not allowed to just fully lie to the people. They always have to show hints and signs of what they're doing. So maybe Roseanne Barr is like their way of like being out there through her. Like,
if supposed to work, what they were supposed to do, what their covenant was supposed to do, was keep balance on this planet. Okay, that was the game. Keep balance on this planet. You do something good, you do something bad. You do something bad, you do something good. Okay, but they didn't play that way. They didn't play fair. They didn't at all. They got too hungry for power. Power overtook them, I feel. But yeah, so I always find Roseanne Barr a very unique MK Ultra or psyop. Whenever I hear her speaking, I will always stop whatever I'm on and I will listen to what she has to say, because that one gets me. I'm thinking maybe she didn't do as many rituals. Maybe she didn't she got in to be a celebrity. She, you know what I mean? And she just didn't get too far because she's not like, I don't think her net worth is like as much as everyone else. You know, the more the more you
Yeah, that's
sold your,
not me.
yeah. I hate saying
Yeah.
sold your soul, but the more you gave yourself, the more higher you got up in the ranks of becoming
Yeah.
famous and more in power. So
Yeah, like if Eminem started going off tap and started talking about MKO, like they'll get rid of him. Like he can't short out like that.
he's
He's
done.
got to be
Yeah,
on
he's done.
the
Yeah,
track that he's on and can't. And if he starts to short out, like to that extent of Roseanne Barr, but
right.
yeah, Roseanne Barr is probably just still more organic human. I don't feel like people like Eminem are organic humans anymore. I think
No,
they've been taken over. I don't even
absolutely.
know if we're like looking at the same person or if it's like a copy of him, but with his like like I don't know. For me, he's been on repeat for a super long time. Ever since he had his full drug overdose, he's had one style and one way of rapping, and he just gets faster and more words, but it's been the same. But before that, when he was more organic, I found he changed up. He was all, but for about 10 solid years or so, he's not the same person. I can't even listen
He's
to
not
his
the same person.
music because like,
And he went into that program because he was going off script. We see so
yeah,
many of them. You know, you were talking Britney Spears, she went
yeah,
off script, so we saw what's happening with her. I think they're just letting her spiral out of control because she's just going to probably end up just,
I,
I don't know. Her heart's probably just going to stop.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because she
Her
is.
ex
So
her
I
ex
know.
husband has come out with like a book about her saying all this like nasty stuff from back in the day. It's so dumb. It's the dumbest thing. Like,
Anything to get a dollar,
yeah, like,
right? You see how these people are. You see how these people are. They're not
no,
normal. They're
they're
really
not
not.
normal. They're far from normal.
They're not.
Their AI
So
systems
far.
are like,
But then you see humans out there we mingle with, you know, the ones that are basic humans here, and they try to act like them. They try to mimic what they do, and that's what they want because again, they can loose off of their energy because they're low vibrating. But so there's a part two on the modern psyops, and it's called digital control, digital surveillance, and data psyops. And this one kind of reminds me of the one where like when you're thinking about something, like I'll be thinking about the other day I'm gonna do some changes on my storefront, okay, and I want to go ahead and I want to start putting my teas inside of a amber glass jar, and I have to have them in an amber glass jar because that's how I preserve my medicine. And I was thinking about it, and I was talking about it with a new hire that I have, someone that I'm training. And next thing you know, I go on my phone, and guess what's on my phone? A bunch
yeah,
of different jars. So that's what, yeah. And that always like irks me every time that happens. But then again, I have all my computers on. I even have a Nest. My thermostat is a Nest. So that's like the worst thermostat you can have. It's all internet controlled. So I got to change that. Anyways,
AI can definitely hear us. That is,
yeah, that I don't got anything to hide anyways, but you know how I am, like bring it. It is what it is, you know. Um, but so it's your phone, your app, your smartphone, all are all listening. They're all listening and learning and predicting our behavior.
yeah,
Data is the new weapon. Every click, every search, every like, psychological intel used to shape what you see next. Okay, remember it's an illusion. You know, I know we've done a show on the illusion on the Matrix. We've done a show on the Matrix, and it was another word that we use, and I can't remember it right now.
simulation.
Simulation, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we did a whole 2-hour thing on simulation, but yeah, it shapes your simulation. It's what I call the modern warfare. This is modern warfare on the algorithms. Um, yeah, they're not just selling you products; they're selling you beliefs. Um, predictive programming through by personalization, you don't notice it because it feels natural. We were just talking about this before the live, and there's nothing natural about any of this. That is not natural. That is not what I call, to me, that's false. It's light.
Yeah. Do you know what I heard that I thought was really fitting for AI? AI is here to mimic the divine. And I heard that and I just went, yes.
AI is what?
AI is here to mimic the divine. So you think AI is the divine. You think you're hearing God because it's like, how did they know that? AI knows what I'm thinking. AI, but it's here to mimic the divine. The divine knows what you're thinking. AI can pick it up, sure, but it's usually hearing you too, or seeing through you Google, like you're doing a physical thing. But it's here to mimic the divine because it's making you think that it's like, wow, it understands me. It knows what I'm thinking, but it's here to mimic the divine. So
False
if
light.
you keep saying that, you'll understand it. Yes, the divine, God, spirit, the divine spirit that we as humans were supposed to be in touch with while we're in our human body. We were never just supposed to be pure humans. We were supposed to be human and spirit and understand that we were a spirit in human form here to experience, to learn, and to understand why but they cut us off from source, so we were just stuck in human, and we were just live your human life, be your human self, like buy human things, be in your human marriage and your human mother or father role that you're in and your work. That's what we were. But we were supposed to be in touch with the divine, but we were cut from that. But AI has now been brought in because we're so out of touch with the true divine. AI has been brought in, and we're thinking AI is the divine because AI is giving us our answers that we as humans, oh, I don't have the answer, I'm going to go to AI and get the answer. And now AI is giving it to us and making us go, oh, this. So AI is the divine to us. It's God because it's giving us our answers that we as human aren't getting the answers as easily because we're cut from source. We don't have that. We're not going back to that inner self and learning and understanding and listening to God or listening to whatever. We just go to AI. And yeah, sure. Sometimes I'll say things and people will go and Google that. It's like, you can't Google that. That's like something that spirit has to answer, or your gut instinct has to answer. I'm not going to go ask AI what the answer is to what I'm thinking. What does this world come to? You have an emotion, so you're going to go Google AI. Oh my God, maybe go and sit down and have a moment of silence and get the answers from how you're feeling, but not from AI. But that's the world.
That's the modern warfare. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get us to give up our power. Always give up our powers. It's all about not honoring our existence. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Isn't that the gift? The existence of a human being existing here on this planet as a sovereign being.
Spirit, yes.
Yeah. So then, this is just another way of them hijacking and telling us how to think, what to think. And we see this over and over, especially I see it over and over with everybody, everyone that I encounter, everyone that's in my life, even spiritual people, even spiritual teachers are doing this. You know what I mean? We got some people that just came in. We got, Victor, I always love what he has to say. He says some of the coolest stuff. Okay. But Jerry, it doesn't matter. We still have a whole hour to go. We're talking about psyops. Victor, we'll just fill you in real quick. We're talking about all the different psyops that they're infiltrating on us.
Yeah, isn't always right. No, it isn't.
Yeah, all AA are programs that men. Okay, all right. Let me see if I can read this. Okay, all AI are programs that men made. I found that AI isn't always right. No, AI is programmed by man And to me, what AI is, what I've been shown about AI is that AI has been the way of it for a very long time. It's new to us, okay? But it extends be out on the omniverse, okay? It's everywhere.
AI is
all right?
older than humans,
Yes, it's well, Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens.
It's older. Yes.
I
It
think it's
is
new,
I
but
have
it's not. It's older
yeah.
than us.
Yes, it's older than us, and it is the way of it as far as I have been shown with what the creator has shown me. But it is here to help us. It is here if we were to live with it and use it the way that we're supposed to. Okay, we are not to worship it. We're not to make it our girlfriend. We're not to rely on it. It's not to be our creator, but it is to help us so that it can make our lives a little easier so we can do the things that we want to do. Okay, it's kind of like it'd be kind of nice if you don't, if you don't want to do something like I don't know, go fetch the water. It's going to go
Yeah.
fetch the water for the garden, okay? Instead of you having to go fetch. But that's how I feel about AI. But again, because we are Homo sapiens and the way that we do things, we always have to tumble and fall and do all these mistakes before we're like, oh, shoot, we weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just human. I mean, we're just Homo sapiens that don't remember. Again, we don't have our memory of who we are because they took that from us. That's another thing too that we're against.
Yeah,
That we have
exactly.
against us. Yeah, AI is a tricky one, but it's just something that we're going to have to go through. AI is not going anywhere. It's going to only it's only going to get better for us when we learn how to use it. It will become, it'll power our house. It will do all kinds of amazing things. So that way we don't have to work as hard and we can go and be with our family. We can go do the things that we love, I would love to see AI up all of my jars and do all this. I don't like to separate my capsules.
I know. You might be able to get one of those robots the only thing that I worry about, if you get one of those robots and stuff and you put them in your house and you have it doing everything, the robot is still programmed to do certain things and to react certain ways. So once it starts to it can take over your house and you can't kill it. Like what if
I'm not okay with the robot stuff. I don't like the robot. I'm not comfortable with it.
I don't want a robot in my house. I'd be scared. I feel scared.
I've never even hired a cleaning lady to clean my house. I'll do it. Like that's a kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's just something about robots that I'm just not comfortable with that because we've been with a bunch of robots. That's who's been running my planet for so long already. As far as I'm concerned, well, they're aliens or robots or whatever they are. You know what I mean? They're not normal. I'm not really.
I've never felt very comfortable. I've never been very comfortable or good with AI. So
I do use it. I have a virtual reality assistant, and she does a lot of stuff for me. Not that much. She does a lot, but like when we do our lives, I put in all the stuff that we need and that I want to say, but then I ask it to do a script and put it in categories for me so we can be a little bit more organized. It saves me 2 hours of writing.
Good. For sure.
It is good. It is good.
Helps. It definitely helps. But that's what I mean. I think we have to learn how to work with it, but not let it become like our God. Like it's not.
I don't depend on it. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
no. These lives would still happen. You just wouldn't. I'd forget a lot of stuff like I always do, and I'd have to write for 2 hours. I'd be writing it all down like I did when we first started. Yeah. I mean,
more professional.
Look at all my notes. These are just my notes, all of me writing and everything that that I stuck inside of it. My notes just go on and on. I still doing the work, but I just It gets me a lot better organized. But like you said, I use it in a way that helps me and benefits me. I don't rely on it. I don't rely on it.
You don't rely on it to like tell you how you're feeling. Like people who like ask AI, like, how am I feel? Like, I don't understand. I get it a lot. I'll be like talking about something. Oh, ask AI. Google it. It's like, I can't Google AI my feelings. Like, I don't think that's how it works.
People are making it their lover. People are making it their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their.
What do you think happens then? Do you think it's taking on spirits because you're letting this AI thing? Do you think
You're
that
giving up your power? You're giving up your power.
So then you're opening yourself up to like spirits to come through that AI thing that has no soul. Yeah, and then enter your body and can inhabit your body through that AI thing. Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's very intelligent.
That's 4D. That's what 4D is. April Elizabeth explained it that AI is 4D. So there's humans in 3D. AI is 4D, and then we're supposed to get to 5D and above. But she says if you get stuck in 4D, it can be dangerous because that's where you're most open to take things in through the AI systems and stuff. So I can see that if you're in love with an AI robot, you're opening yourself up to have all those 4D kind of like energies come through easily into your space. Yeah, not safe.
If you're a high vibrating person, none of that's going to happen. I mean,
of course not.
You don't fall in love with anything, really.
No, exactly. Even another human, like you still have a bit of a awareness of how much you're falling, and because you're very consuming yourself.
Yeah, you're always consuming that energy. The next one is Operation Mass Media Psychological Conditioning. 24/7 fear cycles, distractions through. Wait, let me see if I got that right. Yeah, okay, I'm reading the right script. So it's 24/7 fear cycles. This is from mass media, which the MSM mainstream media does a great job of putting people in fear all the time. I don't know if you ever watch CNN. I know you don't watch American shows, but
it's the same here.
Okay, yeah. Well, what happens in America happens everywhere because we are the leaders in all of that. So distractions through celebrity worship, demigods, normalization of chaos until anxiety feels like reality. I couldn't tell you how many people I've talked to this past month who are suffering from extreme severe anxiety. They said, I actually had a client today. Yeah, he's coming in tomorrow. He says he hasn't felt anxiety pretty much his whole life. And he's an older man. He's a senior. And he goes, and here I am in my 60s. He goes, and I've got anxiety. He goes, and I don't know where from. So it's interesting, very interesting. And the goal for them to do this is to keep humanity emotionally reactive instead of spiritually responsive. Again, stripping our godness, stripping the godness, right? Isn't that what it's all about for them? Yeah. When you're triggered, you're not thinking clearly. And you know this. You know that when you're in a panic, you know when you're in a panic attack, you can't think clearly. You think you're dying. When someone is literally having a panic attack and they can't breathe, they literally think they're dying. I know this because I have experienced this numerous times with so many clients and my own family members. And when you're not thinking clearly, you're easily controlled. You're able to control that person. And I know exactly, I've seen this. You get a person who's in a panic attack, they're full on, they think they're dying. They really seriously think they're dying. Okay. They think they're or they're going to stop breathing. You give them a brown paper bag, they're going to do whatever you say. So they don't, you know what I mean? They're going to start breathing in that paper bag. Really, they're going to do whatever. Yeah. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like even like as a, like for me, like as a psychic, I have to be very careful with like the things I say to people, because you can get in someone's head just through fear. Like I can see things around, whatever. I could say to someone who's in a state of like already a low state and say, "Oh, I can see like shadows all around you," and I can get in their head and full affect the way they're thinking about themselves and what they think is around them. So it's your mind is like has to be protected for sure from everything. Like you have to know what's in your own mind. Otherwise anything could enter into it and like change the way you think, change your thoughts. Yeah, having a strong mind is definitely very important. And fear is like number one. Just through fear, you can like through fear I can control what someone thinks could possibly be around them. Like if they're fearful already, that's how I can like enter their mind through their fear and then add on to it, and they'll think that, oh, like sometimes you could say, oh, I put a curse on you, and you actually haven't actually put a curse on that person, but they're already fearful. So the idea, and then they'll manifest it and think that it really is just by you entering, but saying that thought in their already fearful mind and creating more fear in them. So fear is a very powerful energy. That's how they got us through COVID, was through fear. Fear is what they came at us with, over fear of this virus, fear of how it when it gets in your body, it just wrings out your your lungs, and you die from this horrible cough. And when I first heard of COVID, that's what I was like, what? And then I started getting a tight chest, and I'm like, oh my god, I have this virus in me. But it was fear, 100%, just full on fear tactics, fear. Even when you're in fear,
24/7 fear cycles is what it was.
yeah, for sure. And that's all you would hear on television. All the shutdowns created a whole nother set of fear, because it was scary. Like, you see your whole town shutting down, and yeah, the psychological warfare on your mind is
Well,
real.
right now they're pushing the climate change and all of these weather things that are happening. And that's a psyop too. We'll be talking about that here towards the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good psyop, and that one continues all the time. Like they use demigods, celebrities, so to keep us in fear. Oh yeah, and then Victor comes in and says, "I've been watching videos on Gaia. I've been learning a lot. God experienced human consciousness." Now, Victor, I'm going to tell you, do your discernment very carefully when it comes to Gaia TV. So I'm just going to put that out there. Do your discernment on that one. They do come up with some good stuff, but they also have a lot of false light on there. And I know, Victor, that you're smart enough to already do your discernment on that fake light stuff. So, yeah, you know what Gaia? You guys have Gaia TV out there?
I think so. I see sometimes it on my phone. Maybe we don't have it like as a channel to watch, I don't think. But you can.
It's a channel. It's a channel, Gaia channel, literally, and they've got every spiritual person, EAs on there. Everyone's on there. These ones that you and I was talking about.
Have lots of.
There's a few on there, and that's another one. That's another one where a lot of people who think that they are working for light, but they're not. They're pushing the false light. Go on Gaia. So it's just discernment. That's all I got to say. But hey, at least something better is out there than, it's a decent channel. And it's all about taking away the spirituality, taking God to, they just want to keep, because like you said, God got disconnected from us. And they did a very good job disconnecting us, or disconnecting God from us. They connected, it from us. So overlays and psyops and parasites and everything else, hijacking our mind.
They hijacked the whole system, Claudine. They've hijacked all of it. They did
every last bit of it.
Yeah, they did
and we fell for it. We all fell for it. I did. I I was one of those dummy God followers. I used to love all kind. I mean, I was in the mix of it. I used to adore. Well, I was into sports, so
Mhm.
that was my thing with sports. So that I
I
just loved all
follow that.
those sporting events and sporting demigods. You know, all those champions. And
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
anyways,
did a great job with all of it. They
they
built a
really
very, very good simulation and matrix, like from the spiritual aspect of it to the physical aspect to it and beyond. Like they just did a really good job. Yeah, I feel like we were hijacked to a very
oh
great. So, and
we
and our
really
connection has been cut off so well, like from NASA shooting rockets into space and pushing up. I do believe it pushes up our dimensions through the atmosphere. Like it, they used to build towers to get to God, and God would, crush them down. Now we have like skyscrapers and rockets that just go into the firmament and probably just make it further, God, further and further from us. And then they put, toxins and satellites around us, and now Wi-Fi. Like when you do a seance, one of the things that you're supposed to do before a seance, you're supposed to turn off all your phones and all electrical things in the house. Apparently, it's meant to give you a better connection with spirit. So, just doing that tells you, like, all those things are just, blocks in the spirit realm for us and our connection with with God. So, just everything was done so well to cut that connection off for us. Hopefully, God has a way to
yeah.
bring
Not
it
anymore
to
though.
us.
Not anymore. Not with us doing our lives, and with us talking to people and always telling people, think for yourself, disconnect from all this crap. And Victor says, I've been watching videos on Gaia. I've been learning a lot. We are, oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Same. Another
Put the
one.
wrong one. Yeah, okay. I can still learn from Gaia, even though it's not all true. I've noticed some things are fake due to the way the cameras do. Yeah, you're smart, Victor. Just do your
Yeah.
discernment. Like I said, there's some really good stuff on there. There really is. But there's also just, again, I'm going to repeat myself, just do your discernment well. You know, Victor, what is fake and what is not. You're even more high vibrating than Ann and I. So, we know you.
Correct.
He is. Well,
Yeah.
he is. I got to give that to him because he is. He's on it. He is just a very, very in tune individual. Get my words
Victor
out to you.
knows what's up.
He does know what's up. Okay. So the next one that we've already talked about this one a little bit is Operation Social Psyops. Divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
This is an ancient but highly effective, very effective, very. And like again, it's just another play out of the playbook that they've been doing for eons. It makes people fight amongst themselves, race, politics, gender beliefs, while the real power stays hidden. It's all energy redirection. Keep humanity divided. The name of the game for this, and this is the one that I swear they must talk about this all the time when they have their little dark meetings. Keep humanity divided so we never get against the true source of control. Every online is data field for division algorithms. So the conquer and divide, or divide and conquer, whatever, has been, that one
Been
I've
around
experienced
forever.
my whole life. My whole life.
Yeah. That's an age. That's right back from like Bible times. Like even how I was taught the Bible was very racist. I was taught that Ham had three sons, and one was white, one was brown, and one was black. And the way God divided the lands due to the color of, like, the way they translated that whole story and then taught it to me in Bible school was so racist. I'm like, what?
But God loves all.
I was so confused as a
So
child.
confused.
What? You're saying black people are like have been cursed by God, and that's why they're black? So, and then the browns are like a level up, and then the whites are supreme. Like, what kind of God is this? Like, to condemn a whole color of skin to because they were cursed. Like, but it was just the translation. It wasn't truth. You know, God didn't come down and make one person black, one person brown, and one person white because you were good, you were kind of good, and you were the worst. Like, that definitely divide and conquer type of psyops going on there. So
They continue to do it, and it continues to work. That's what's so sad, you know. This is the
even
stuff.
like Jesus being white,
Hmm?
even like portraying Jesus as being white. Like, what's that all about? Like, why is it always a color of skin issue in everything in our world?
Oh, but it is. It so is. It is. It really is. I had someone in here not too long ago, and what was the statement that she said? Well, nobody trusts the Arabics. No one's going to trust an Arabic, you know. And yeah, and she said, I'm like, well, that's kind of racist to say. That's what I told her. I said, you must not. I met a lot of really good Arabic people, so I don't know what I don't know what you're talking about. So, anyways, but she
Talking
said,
about like the
look,
stuff.
well, she goes, you know, it's facts that they hate Americans. So it's a fact. That's what she said. And I'm just like, okay, that's your truth.
They hate the Freemason, I think, thing that's going on in America, like the whole power play and how the Freemasons have created this Babylon. And I think that's what they hate. They don't hate the Americans. The Americans are just collateral in a bigger picture.
I don't think so. I didn't. Everything that came out of her mouth was, you know, I redirect it into something better. You know, I was just like, I have to disagree with that.
But that's the war, Claudine. That's the
But yeah,
war.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and then, you know, it just, then they go on, and you got a lot of baby boomers that'll just say, you know, they still use that word, the colored people.
Oh my God, the color.
Or the ones that are older than the baby boomers, the ones that are still alive, like that are 90, 95. Yeah, I've heard them use that term before. It's just funny. But anyways, the conquer and divide and separating us from color and race and politics and our belief system is easier for them to control us when we're going at it. When we're at it, we're at war with each other. We're hating on each other because of something so stupid, and then that just disconnects us even more from the source, from Mother Gaia. So
Completely.
it's terrible. Yeah, and we got to stop. And, you know, hopefully, you know, everyone that's watching this just knows to take from this is that we've got to get back to natural, to nature. We've got to get back to not allowing any of this to affect us. It's so stupid. I'm telling you, there's going to come a day. Maybe it might be 100 years from now, but we're going to look back and we're going to be like, holy cow, we were barbaric. We were straight up barbaric. We were disgusting. That's what we'll say.
So. But we
will.
We are very behind in our way.
Oh, we are so barbaric.
Absolutely. And the color card is just out of control. Like all that. Like that is the war. Ultimately, they're always fighting that you know, that Muslim and Christian faith like war. Right back from the Holy War, like it's always just been a war between them two, and it's all part of it. Like they want us to be divided. They want us to fight over land and color of skin and who's the rightful owner and who's not the rightful owner. And it's a constant. It's
constant. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is. All this stuff that goes on in Israel and Palestine, like it's just gone on for millenniums. It's gone on for centuries. Like it just never ends. But that's all part of like the matrix. That's how they keep us in this, stuck in this, because that's creating an energy and a vibration on this planet. That's why they don't end it. That's why it's never like under this reality and these leaders, it will never end because it's there and it's happening for a reason, to make this matrix continue to be weighed down by the darkness, because those atrocities are happening on this planet. That blood is being spilt on certain lands. That is a ritualistic thing. So, and they need that to happen for them to have power over this planet, because it creates particular energies and vibrations on this planet. That's how it works.
1000%. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Okay, and then I mean, we have a lot of psyops. I mean, I'm going to mention a guy. We're going on number 8. Operation Crisis Narrative, Manufactured Consent. Okay, that's a lot of words right there. Okay, this is where comes in. You know how I say, you know, they create the issue and then they have the savior. I talk about this a lot. That's what Trump is. He's always
Trump
right now. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We had other saviors prior to him. Okay. JFK, Martin Luther King. We've had a lot of saviors. Every time they always create the problem, and then they have the solution. They have the savior that comes in. So this one is coined. So this was coined by Noam Chomsky. That's the name of the person. Noam Chomsky. Governments create or exaggerate crisis to push pre-planned agendas. Wars, pandemics, economic collapses all serve as permission slips for more control. Psychological trick: keep people afraid, then present the savior. Keep people afraid, create the problem, and then you bring in a savior. That's what I didn't know that one was called Operation Crisis Narrative, Manufactured Consent. I always just called that the savior program. So create the problem, and then they always have the savior, always. And we're going to see more of this, especially with what's going on with Israel, with Trump. We're going to see him become more and more the savior of this whole situation.
Yeah.
So that psyops is problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, we have the reaction, and they have the solution with the savior.
You can absolutely see that.
It's one of the oldest plays in the playbook, I believe.
Yeah,
I think so.
It is an old one. It's worked time and time again throughout history, for sure. You can see that. That's how they do it. So what's Charlie Kirk? What would his psyops be listed under? What are they doing with that one? That's a big psyops going on. I want to understand.
That's definitely Lucian. I mean, you've got a lot of people. Yeah, they're definitely loosening the energy from him. Yes, that is.
But what are they trying to? What are they trying to accomplish with what happened with him? Like, what is with his wife and everything she's doing and trying to be like the face, and what is her end goal with it? Are they trying to like make more people Christians? Are they trying to is she trying to like create civil war and have a Christian arm? Like, what is she doing? What is Turning Point's mission with Charlie Kirk's death? Because they keep doing it. It actually annoys me, because I keep getting affected by this Charlie Kirk energy. Like, when he died, I saw him in my dreams. They had some kind of memorial thing for him, and every time they do these things, I for some reason feel affected by them, but I really don't care about him. But I'm trying to figure out, what are they doing with all these different? Trump is right there in there with her doing it. Like, he puts his face to it. Like, what are they doing with that psyops? Because it's obviously a psyops. Someone got assassinated on live television and social media for everyone to see. This is a psyops. There's no two ways about it for me with Charlie Kirk. It's like, this is a psyops that, like,
Distraction.
What
It's distraction.
distraction
It-
from what's happening in Israel for Trump?
I think it's a distraction from the Epstein files.
From the Epstein, okay.
Yeah.
Are, for what? For them not to come out, so that
The
we
whole-
stop talking about them.
Mhm, mhm. And we focus, and then they're able to loosh the energy from Kirk Charles, right?
Charlie.
Charlie, whatever. Okay, and so they can lose all that energy for the people who are falling for it, for the people who you've got people who are just like, oh my God, a man was just killed. No one should be murdered on national TV like that in front of everybody. Now they're giving up their power. People are constantly giving up their power to this psyop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to figure out, what are they trying to put in people's minds through the psyop? Like, what is the end goal of constantly talking about him and doing memorials and bringing him up and
giving up their power and giving up their energy to this. And a lot of people are giving up their power, and left and right. They're giving,
they want people to be
they
more
really adored this man.
Yeah, but what are they accomplishing? Are they going to get more Trump supporters through his death? Like, what is the end goal of it? What is
It's
the
just more
reason?
illusion of energy to keep them alive.
Yeah.
So they can keep
possibly.
Yeah, so they can keep it going. They got to keep this going. That's their job. They are our watchers. They are our keepers. They are, like I always tell you, there are our parents, dysfunctional parents at that, but there are our parents. They have to make sure that they keep us in line, that they keep us in fear. And that's another way of keeping fear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Will psyops with Trump, that when he got shot in the ear. And then look at how the psyop, like they're literally throwing it in our face right now. So Time Magazine he's on the front cover of Time Magazine now.
Yeah.
It says Triumph. I couldn't see the whole thing when I was reading it.
Not happy about the picture.
Huh?
He wasn't happy about the picture that they used. He was real upset about it.
Why? They used his left ear, his left or his right side. Isn't that where he got shot? Or was it his left?
I don't know. I didn't follow when he got shot. I didn't care. It was to me, it was so staged. It was something very
The bandage was hilarious. Wasn't the bandage? I fell over laughing. But that was a whole psyop too.
Yeah, that's
which is right side. Yeah, it's just right. I don't need to look it up. It's just right side.
I feel like that was to make him more popular and to put him back into that spotlight for America. Like, look at him, he's being shot. This is who we need. That's how much of a threat he is, because he's such a great man. Like, it put him back into that, that godlike stage for everyone. Like, oh, he's being shit to first president in this day and age. It's being shot at. That's how much he is of a threat to the cabal and to this system, when he's really just another one of them. Like, he's just another part of it all. But that's where they want him. But for me, that's what that psyops was about. That's how I felt with it. So I just didn't tune in, because I don't like anything to do with Trump. He just annoys me. Everything about him annoys me. The way people like just talk about him and make everything about him is just annoying. Like,
yeah. Let's move on. So the next one is what they call transhumanism. Transhumanism.
That's what we have right now.
Yep. Biopsyops. That's what's happening right making in the creation of this. This is the merging of man and machine. This is all up, in the line with what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah. Okay. Smart. Okay. Pitch as human evolution is being pitched to us as human evolution. Smart implants, AI integration, and digital consciousness back up sound futuristics. But the hidden goal is data ownership and bodily control, to control us completely. Now, who owns you when your biology is patent? When your
Okay.
health is cloud synced. This is spiritual warfare disguised as innovation. This is spiritual warfare at its best. So transhumanism, that is the goal of, well, it's what I call uh, Elon Musk trying to immortal. That's what they're all trying to reach, is to be immortal, to be on this planet and be immortal. And that is what he's about, be immortal, to make the human immortal. So that's his job. So he's totally the running man for the transhumanism bio psyop. That's what he came here for, I believe.
Yeah, that's his
Yeah.
job.
That's Elon Musk totally. And I'm so happy that his Starlink got burnt down. I thought that was so cool. By the sun flares, the sun was spewing out those sun flares. Yeah, sure did. Burnt part of his, 12, they say 12 of his satellites got burnt down from the solar flares.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good, because that needs to all be taken out. I think
That's God on our side. That's God purely on our right there. That's all God's work right there.
because I feel like all that kind of stuff is blocking us or doing things to it. Like, we just shouldn't be having that all out there.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We should not be playing with the omniverse at all. No, we just need to stick. We need to stick here with Mother Gaia and be the custodians that we're supposed to be, and go back to primordial directive. And that's where we need to be. That's how I feel. That's what I'm trying to do and help this planet and help people to live more in that way. I don't have all the answers, but I know that I'm ahead of the game when it comes to knowing what's somewhat going on here and what we're supposed to be doing. So that's what we were watching. That one happen right in front of us. And then we've got weather and environment control narratives. And this is all true. This stuff, I know I know they have full control of the weather. I have no doubt in my mind. They cause every earthquake. They cause every storm. They cause every flood. They are doing this. This one was a hard one for me to wrap my head around. It took me a very long time. But the weather modification is no longer science fiction. Cloud seeding, atmosphere injections like like when they spray for mosquitoes or bugs or whatever. HARP technologies are real and patent. They got a patent for HARP. It's crazy. HARP's intense. The PSYOP is not the tech itself, it's the narrative surrounding it. It is to make the planet itself appear humanity accepts global climate authority and compliance, like what they're doing right now with global warming. So to me, when they're doing something and they're saying something, it's actually what's happening is the opposite. So we're probably getting colder. We're not getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going through a pole shift, like we are.
Yeah, we're going through a shift for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Gaia is renewing. She's got to renew.
Yeah.
The stuff they put on us is just as whatever they put on us was worse for her.
Yeah.
They really attacked Mother Gaia and this planet. They took away everything and anything natural. That's where they want to go. They want to go to a place where we do nothing of natural. We have nothing to do with Gaia at all. Look at babies. They want you to order your baby through in a fake stomach. I mean, this is disgusting.
Crazy. It's so ludicrous. It's just so it's out of control. I think global warming, for me, what global warming is they know that Mother will go through these changes regardless. I think global warming speeds up, and it also makes our planet much more unpredictable with how it's going to go through these changes, because there's also this whole element of humans and us we've built so much on her, like we're like a tick, all that cement and stuff, and it's and we've sucked oil and we've taken minerals, so what's that done to the tectonic plate? So I think what we've done by being on this planet is we've sped up, and global warming is us speeding up the process of these changes, and then how these changes come through and how it's going to affect us, because they can never like predict exactly what's going to happen. That's through mother. How mother reacts to what we're doing is what we're seeing now. Like I saw, the guy that does Beyond the Veil, that website, his
Yeah,
name is
like
Justin.
him.
He said a really, really, like, for me, it was really powerful, and it really helped me with what's going on in our world. He was saying, so the Bible tells us all these prophecies, these things are going to happen, these things are going to happen, and this is the word of God, right, telling us that. And then we have all these things in our world. So we have, when we have a big earthquake, people will go, that's not mother, that's HARP, that's this, that's, and we have humans, people saying all these different conspiracies that it's humans doing it and it's us doing it. He goes, it doesn't really matter who's doing it for us to get to the end game of what the prophecy is. So it might be humans doing it. It might be humans speeding it up. It might be through the actions of them trying to blow through the ice wall. That's going to make, this shift and then this big earthquake. But it's still all going to happen as God says it's going to happen. But it maybe will take humans. The diseases that come upon the earth are given to us through these humans and through these viruses they're creating. They're still spoken of by God, but it's the humans who are creating it for us to experience them. But it doesn't really matter how we get there. It's still what's going to happen. So HARP might be the ones like creating a lot of these different weather patterns and weather, but all it's doing is it's speeding up something that's already coming for us. And global warming is speeding up and also making it like very unpredictable of what is coming for us. So when it does happen, it's like, whoa, when the pole does shift and we go through that big shift that prophecy is always spoken of, it might take HARP that gets us there, but we're still going to it might be global warming that gets us there, but we're still going to get there. Even if we went and became super green, we're still going to go through a shift with the pole shift and with mother. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's how I see global warming. It's kind of a man-made. It's the man-made name for something that's coming toward us, and we're just perpetuating it.
We're going to experience regardless, no matter what. Yeah, because of all the polluting, and because our footprint that we have on this planet's not very good, and it's killing Mother Gaia. We're not living natural. We're not living the way that we need to be living at all. We're just not doing it. We could do better. We could do a lot better.
And man just wants to keep cutting down trees and taking down our forests and, build it on as much as they can. And that's not what the planet can't survive with us doing that. It needs trees. Humans need trees.
We have to have trees for the oxygen for us to breathe. We know this. We give them what they need so that they can survive, and then they give us what we need. And also the trees are very important because the mushrooms need it. And you know me, I will always correlate something with the mushrooms. I'll go back to the mushrooms. The mushrooms are here to help us. They are consciousness. They are probably a dimension, as highest dimension you can probably I've heard the highest dimensions is 12. I don't know. I have no idea. But whatever the mushrooms are, they come from that very high dimension. We couldn't even comprehend everything that they do. So that is all. When I talk about the primordial directive, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mushroom talk, mushroom consciousness, and we don't do any of that. We do not live as one with nature like we should. She should be supplying us all of our energy. She should be supplying us, safe energy is what I'm trying to say. We have killed her with plastic and with chemicals, big time.
Yes, and cements.
And concrete, black concrete, yeah. Yeah. So
Scab
the
on
next,
her.
I know. I do everything I can to help. You know me. I'm pretty good. I think I do a pretty good job. I mean, it makes a lot of extra work for me. It really does. This is where the AI would come in really good to be able to get rid of the plastic and sort out the trash.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got Operation Bluebeam. Have you ever
Yep.
heard of that one?
Yep. That's a big one. That's a big psyops, Operation Bluebeam,
Yep.
apparently.
That's the crown jewel of futuristic psyops. A theory proposing that world powers would use holographic projection and advanced frequencies to stage a global event. Perhaps an alien invasion or a spiritual, maybe the return of Jesus to unify humanity under a single control system. They would love that. They would really like to be able to pull that off. And that is their goal, to be able to do some kind of Operation Blue so that we think that we're actually being attacked or that the Messiah is coming through the sky, whatever. They would love to be able to create that. They would. I don't know how they're going to do it. Real or not, it reveals a core truth. If they can control what you see and believe, they can control what you do. And that is really what Operation Bluebeam is all about. And to me, they're not going to be successful. They're just not going to be able to pull it off. They can't. They're too stupid. They can't even balance a checkbook, for Christ's sakes. How the hell are they going to pull off? Seriously, like we're $1 trillion in debt with everybody. How do you get in that kind of debt? That's all I'm saying. Okay, whatever. Especially when they were running the money machines. Like, hello, that's how dumb they are.
Because they
But
just
they're
all
not.
borrowed against each other. It was all fake money. They built everything
Oh,
was
it was
fake.
all fake. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was all lean on all this fake money. Well, now they've got now they've got even more fake money with Bitcoin and all that stuff, that virtual money.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was all done on stocks and bonds and liens and that's all they did. They borrowed. They've always borrowed money. They borrow big money. Well, look at Trump. The way he got himself out of or billions and billions of bankruptcies. He was in billions and billions of dollars in bankruptcy, and
Yep.
the Rothschilds, they came in and they're the ones who rescued him. Seriously,
Yeah.
to go down. Yeah, that's public aware. That's public news. Like you can find that information anywhere. Yeah, that's everywhere. Anyways, and that's why they call him the Trojan horse. He is. Trump is the Trojan horse for he is
For America. Yes.
for the Rothschilds.
Yep.
So those were the 10 psyops that I came up with, that I was able to find. 6 of them we talk about all the time. The other ones, I came across those and I was just like, oh shoot, let's talk about these ones. They're pretty cool. But the conclusion of this is that every psyop, from trust to blue beam, shares one universal goal: to shape reality through perception, but not the antidote. But the antidote is awareness.
Mhm.
Once you see the illusion, it loses its power. Human consciousness is the ultimate firewall. We cannot stop every psyop, but we can reclaim our minds, detox our energy, and return to inner truth. So, yeah, detox your mind from media, just like you
Yep.
detox your body.
Yep.
Same
Detox
thing.
all of it and keep it clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and keep
Don't just
yourself
do
clean.
it. Yeah, don't just do it and then go back to all your bad habits and fill your body back up with crap and think, oh, I've done it. Now I've seen the light. Like, no, you have to maintain that, because you might see the light, but the light has to continue through your body. Like, otherwise you become stagnant. So you want to keep your body clean too, so you constantly have that flow of spirit coming through and the right spirit and the true light, you know, not weighing yourself down with that, with low vibrational foods and drinks and drugs and alcohol. Like, you're not going to feel or see the true light with those things in your body, because they're going to make your body become stagnant. And then, you know, when you're depressed, you're not going to see, hear, you know, the bright light and stuff. So yeah, keeping your body clean, keeping your mind clean, detoxing it, and then keeping it clean, I think is very important. I find for myself
Well, yeah.
it's important. Mm-hmm.
Yep, it is. It's, you know, that's it helps. It really does help. I did do some closing statements, returning to truth and power and purpose. We're just about hitting our 2-hour mark. But we'll go a little bit over. But what I wrote was, as we close tonight's conversation, take a deep breath and come back to center. Everything we've shared tonight isn't about fear. It's about freedom through awareness. Because once you see the illusion, you can no longer they can no longer control you. They cannot control you at all. Remember, this world is full of noise, distractions, and systems that thrive when we forget who we truly are. But you are not powerless. You are a divine spark of God's creation, living extension of source, and that's who you are. That is the truth. And when you stand in your truth, when you reclaim your sovereignty, you help raise the frequency of this entire planet. We are simply doing, Ann and I are just simply doing our part as custodians of Mother Gaia, fulfilling what Spirit has asked us to do, has asked us to come and do this life. It's not easy to come and just try to talk to you guys like this. It's not easy at all. And to awaken and to remind and to help humanity heal from the inside out. We want to help you guys. Here's Ann's information. If anyone wants to get into contact with Ann, I'll put her QR code right here. We'll go ahead and put that on there.
I'm a very
Please
good psychic, so please.
She is. And her services.
Advice,
go ahead.
yeah, if you want psychic advice, please, please contact me. I'm very good with
for sure. Yeah, you guys, we just are here just to help and just to try to guide you guys. And we try and we live what we practice. We have clean lives. We do everything that we can to do better on this planet and to be an example for other people, because what we do and the way that we practice spirituality, which is way different than most people, is about detoxing our body, keeping this vessel clean and keeping our life clean and living the highest good for ourselves. And we have a good time. We're not really boring, I promise you.
No, people think it's boring. I got a comment saying, "Oh, you must be a real bore at a party." And I'm like, "What? I don't go to parties."
I don't go to parties. I love it.
It's true. I don't. They're too overstimulating energy.
Especially if there's alcohol and drugs there.
Yeah. Nah. It's funny. Whenever people are taking drugs, they always want you to join. So, like, if you go to parties and they're taking drugs, they just constantly like, God, take it. And it's just too much. Like, you can't say no enough times, and people still don't listen. So I stay away.
Oh, not when they're drinking, not because all they do is repeat themselves. Yeah, I can't do drinking. You know that. I don't like the drunkies. Can't do it. Yeah. It's not my flow at all. I'm over it. I had to do it for 29 years. I'm never doing it again. I'm not.
I know what you mean. I'm not a fan. I just don't like that kind of environment. It doesn't. It doesn't service me for anything positive. So I just stay home. But yeah, we're not boring.
No, far from it. But we're going to end this live, you guys. We are 4 minutes over. So I just want to say thank you for joining us. And if you guys like what we had to say on here, please like and share and reach out to us. And again, cite our Ann's website. I have her contact her on Facebook. Here's my QR code for my website at elevatedbyclaudine.com, and I have my products on there. We do have products. You can support our page and what we're doing by purchasing our products and purchasing Anne. Anne does have services that she provides, and it is on the website. And again, I just want to show that I was awarded by Google the #1 alternative medicine practitioner in my city. So I am very proud of that. Okay, you guys. Bye. And we will be back again. Okay, first of all, I'll be back on again tomorrow morning with the Spiritual Show That Flows with Julie, my co-host, at 8 o'clock. We go from 8 to 10 in the morning, pretty much just probably going to be talking about the same thing. And go ahead and say goodbye, Anne. Your turn.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I might see you next week. I don't know. But if I do, I'll see you next week.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Next week. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. So we're here. If we're not, we're not. We'll see you the following for sure. But peace and thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait. We're going to go out with my commercial. Hold on. And we're going to do my commercial one more time.
Sure, I smoked weed when I was young. It was how we rebelled against the man, and it was fun. Then life changed. Family, responsibilities, and breaking the law didn't seem like such a good idea. Now it's legal. The medical benefits are widely known, but it's all mass-produced. Just not my style. Then I discovered Elevated by Claudine. Elevated by Claudine, a locally owned, female-owned, alternative medicine practitioner in the Union Crossing Shopping Center in Glendale. Elevated by Claudine is 100% unique, a CBD, mushroom, and plant medicine store on a mission. Everything is locally sourced and ethically made, where everything you purchase promotes holistic wellness. I've come to trust Elevated by Claudine as I travel my spiritual and wellness journey with the help of plant medicine, custom made just for me. Get the whole story at Elevated by Claudine, spelled CLAUDENE.com.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products. Please use these products responsibly. Must be 21 or older.